There are some days where you just want to be a Sailor Scout. Today is one of those days. Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review of Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. The anticipation for this book has been real and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. When it was released, I went into the bookstore and I was like, do you have Queen of Shadows? And they're like, it doesn't come out till next month. I'm like, no, it comes out today. And they're like, oh, we haven't got our stock in. We'll put your name down and then when it comes in, we'll call you. 2 days later, they called me at like 7 o'clock at night and I had no ride. My boyfriend was at uni and they're like, it's in stock. We're open till 9. Come get it. And I'm like, I will. And so I walked at night time to the bookstore to go get this book just so I could start reading it. And I took my time with this book because, you know, I wanted to enjoy it. Like, I could have easily finished this in 1 day, but I didn't want to. I really wanted to enjoy it, so I read it over like 3 or 4 days actually. Now obviously in talking what this book is about, I will have to spoil most likely the other first 3 books in the series, so if you've not read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight or Air of Fire, don't watch this video because it will contain spoilers for them. It will not contain spoilers for Queen of Shadows until later in the video where I do plan on discussing certain things, but there will be huge spoiler warnings so you can click off them if you haven't read the book yet. But if you're just wanting a review of Queen of Shadows, then stick around. But as I said, if you haven't read the first 3, please leave. Alright, so Selena, or as we now call her in this book, Elaine? I'm not sure how to say her name. Elaine? I think it's Elaine. I'm gonna call her Elaine. Anyway, Elaine has come back and she's come to take her revenge. So she mainly wants to take revenge against the King of Assassins, Abraham. Is that how you say his name? I'm not really sure, but to do that she has to face her past and what happened in the past, and shit gets ugly. She also wants revenge on the king and plans to kill him. I can't give you anything more about this plot because that would be spoilers. So that's all I'm gonna say. So let's get into what I loved about this book. If you've seen my other book reviews of this series, you would know that the faults I've had with the books previously in some of them has been that they've been a little bit too slow for me. At some parts of the novel there was a lot of board building going on, or it was just too slow. This book, however, did not have any of it. This book is a good 600 pages long, however there was no slow part for me. There was so much going on in this book, and sometimes that can be a fault for a book because good stuff can get confusing. But for me that wasn't. I loved it about the book that there was always something going on and I didn't have that slow syndrome that I did for the other couple of books. So for me the pacing of this book was just right. Characters. Obviously, as we're in the middle of the series, characters are changing and there's a lot of character development happening and stuff's going down between characters. I really like the way Alina is turning out. At some point she can still be that really cold person and it kind of breaks my heart to see her like that, to see her get into that position. At the same time I understand it and I don't think she's a monster. At some points in this novel I just wish that the characters would talk to each other and work things out, if not for them, for me, to mend my broken heart. But alas, I can't control the characters. For me, all the characters in this were captivating. The story was enriching, it was beautiful, it was just action-packed, and as I said, there was never a dull moment for me. I really enjoyed Queen of Shadows, and if you haven't read it, go read it. One thing I did like about the ending was that I was completely expecting to be in a book hangover. I expected it to end on a cliffhanger and for me to be like, oh, I can't wait till the next book comes out, and for it to come out in a year and me just to not know what to do with myself. However, this book wrapped up nicely, and whilst there are still a lot of unanswered questions and whilst I can't wait for the next book, I'm not in that book hangover sense. For me, the book didn't end on a cliffhanger and I was able to put it down contently and feel content and happy that I had read it. Whilst I'm excited for the next book, the wait's not gonna kill me waiting for a year. Though ask me in 6 months how I'm feeling, of course. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the ending wrapped up nicely for me, and while I can't wait for the next book, it's not gonna kill me waiting for it. So now I'm going to get into spoilers and discuss what happened in this book and my thoughts and feelings on things because I need to and I want to. If you have not read Queen of Shadows and you do not want to be spoiled, which I highly recommend you don't want to be spoiled because who wants to be spoiled, then click off the video now. Go away, go away, go away. Come back if you would like to once you've read it and then you can hear me discuss them, but until then, leave. Alright, let's get down and dirty. Guys, I don't know who I'm shipping anymore. For the first 3 books, even through everything that happened, I was always team Selena and Kale. But in those first few chapters, when Selena and Kale finally met after all that time, and what they said to each other, it broke my heart, and they knew then and there that my ship had sunk. And I don't think it can ever unsink. I think it's truly down in the ocean. Throughout the book, I was holding on to some little hope, and I'm not even sure if I wanted it anymore. I was just wanting it for my past self. However, as the book went on, they kind of grew content with what had happened and, you know, started seeing other people, and it killed me. I really liked Selena and Kale together, and unfortunately I think I have to come with terms that it's just gone. I would love it in the other books if they got back together, but honestly now I can't see it happening. They've changed, they said things that can't come back, and I think they're just different people now. Too different. And that kills me to a man. Dorian and Selena also have no hope together. Dorian's still got a lot of heartbreak to go with Saoirse, and I think Selena will always be with Rowan from now on. I don't see that relationship changing unless something bad happens. I'm really not sure my thoughts on Rowan and them as a couple. I mean, I like it, I just don't feel as passionate as about it, but I'm sure I'll grow as the series progresses. Can we talk about the King of Assassins, Abraham, who I'm probably saying completely wrong, but I don't care because his name deserves to be pronounced wrong. I read The Assassin's Blade and I highly recommend you do, because you just learn so much more about him and why he is an absolute douchebag. And I knew whilst it would be hard for Aline to plot to kill Abraham, it was completely necessary, and I was totally rooting for it. He was so calculated. Even now in this book he was even more calculated than ever, and I hated him. He wants her to catch the Valg, and then she does, and she brings him, and like they have the whole spiel of torturing this Valg, and then dinner happens, and then after dinner, when he put that ring on her finger, I was in the car, alright, and I don't read in the car because I get headaches. However, I just wanted to finish this chapter, and so I was reading, and then it happened, and this was me. I was in shock. I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen? This is horrible. This is a nightmare. And then she was like saying everything that he told her to say. I'm like, I can't deal with this. I hate you so much. I hope you die. I can't deal with what's just happened. What have you done? And then it turned out Aline had just tricked him, and that it was a fake ring, and she did it just to test to make sure that he should truly die. And oh, but there were so many things that Aline kept from us, like that were revealed later, and whilst I'm annoyed at her for doing that, she's an unreliable narrator, what can we expect? Also liked it because you would get to it and you'd be like, oh, I can't believe that just happened, and then you'd be like, Aline, be like, no guys, just kidding, it was just a test. So when Abraham died, and I was like, yes, Lysandra killed him, and I was like, go girl, you go girl. I was really worried that she wouldn't. I guess I can't trust people after this series. No one in this series is trustworthy. But Lysandra pulled through and she killed him, and then we got to his will, and I was like, oh my god, he left everything for her. Maybe he still loved her. Maybe there was still, like, I guess, hint of niceness left in him. And then no, Aline like totally tampered with the will, and the only thing had left her was the amulet, and I was like, for fuck's sake. But again, I really like that plot twist too. Dorian being taken over by the demon, and just his chapters as he got progressively worse were killing me, especially when he started accepting it and enjoying it. Like, oh, it killed me. It really broke my heart. Cal and Aline, I just wanted to slap together, especially the things I said to each other at the start of the book. It killed me, hurt my heart. I didn't know what to do. I felt like crying, my ship had just sank, and as I said earlier on, I don't see it ever coming back to the surface. It broke my heart for Aedion. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but I'm gonna call him Aedion. When he found out about Rowan and Aline's blood oath, and it just broke my heart for him, and I just wish Aline had told him sooner, though it seems like he's gonna do it anyway. At that moment, I just really felt for him. I really like Lysandra too, and the things that we learned about her in this book, and how she's not actually so bad, and I really like her character and what she does for Eveline. I guess a character that I've never really felt throughout the series is Manon and Manon's chapters. Whenever they come up, I just find like I want to get back to the other characters' point of views, especially because there's a lot going on. Like, Manon's chapters just doesn't really interest me, and nor does she really interest me as a person. However, I did continue reading them, and at the start I was like slightly skimming them. Not full on skimming, just maybe I would miss a word here or two, and it didn't really bother me. Like, that's what I wanted to do because, as I said, she didn't really interest me. But then they introduced Aldi. I want to call it Aldi, like the supermarket brand, and that's what I'm going to call it, Aldi, even though that's completely wrong. I don't know how to say her name, like Aldi. Anyway, when they introduced her in Manon's characters, I started to enjoy them more, and especially towards the end. And then Manon and Aline met, and they had that big fight, and Aline saved Manon, and I was just like, wow. And then Manon met Dorian, where she told Aline that Dorian was still in there, and oh, like, I just started to really enjoy Menon's chapters. Definitely not as much as the others. They're still my least favourite part of the books, but I'm really glad that I stuck with them and read them. The king though, and the whole revelation of how he, like, it wasn't him, it kind of slightly confused me of what was happening there. It was really late at night, but I think I understand it and I get it, and it kind of broke my heart when they still killed him anyway, but at the same time I totally understood it and he was asking for it, so I guess it was a small mercy if he still was at least a little bit good. I'm really interested to see where we go now, what Aline will do. You know, obviously she's going to become queen. How's that all going to work out, and how's Dorian going to handle now being king too? Overall, I had a lot of feelings out of this book, and a lot of the revelations or the plot twists really made me like say things out loud, like what the fuck, or gasp out loud, which never happens to me. Normally everything happens inside my head. I freaking loved Queen of Shadows. I thought it was fantastic and it was everything that I wanted. I was really happy with the ending, and I can't wait to see where it goes next, but as I said, I was also happy where it wrapped up too, and I thought it was nice that it didn't end on too much of a cliffhanger. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of Queen of Shadows. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What were your thoughts and feelings of it? What was your favourite part? Obviously I'm rating this book a 5 out of 5 stars. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!